for sure.
All right. How about if ladies, here's another tip. If you a man, an average man would not marry this. If you got a history of poking and sucking.
And what does that mean? Poking
you know
your
what I'm
lip?
talking about. Poke.
Go ahead, explain.
Now, this is for a tip for the women out here, the lovely black women. Y'all see this woman in this picture, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
She can't do nothing but give me fellatio, Brandon.
And does she know that's all her only job, kinda? Like what can this woman hope for?
Well, Brandon. Well, here's the thing, Brandon. I can't. This is gonna sound crazy. This may be a man or a woman. I don't know because it's so altered, but I don't know. But we assume this is a woman.
A woman, correct.
Now, I did critique her. She got short fingernails, so she probably can do some tortillas or something. She's probably making the tortillas at the house because they're short. If they was long, she'd be completely useless. But but check this out. Now, women out here. Now, Brandon, do you agree with this statement? An average man would not marry this. If you show your goodies to everybody, would a man marry that?
No.
Why not?
He would want to date her or have, sex with her, but he's like I said, like we talked about when we were putting this up, you're gonna have to fight men all day, every day, every time you go out if your woman is dressed like this, because men are gonna be staring, they're gonna be looking, and you can either try to ignore it or you can say something.
And how that chest is popping out, every table she stepped to, they be laying on the table
right
now. Like
as soon as somebody come over to take her order, that's what they're gonna be staring at her and stuff like that. And like I said, we're not trying to tell women you can't dress like this, but every action has a reaction. So if you do this, that's going to be the reaction, and your partner may not be okay with that. Your partner may get killed just because you want to wear something to go out with to be seen, even though you already have a partner. You're looking for extra attention. But go ahead.
Will an average man like high maintenance women?
No.
Why is that, Brandon?
High maintenance, just like a high maintenance car. You don't want no high maintenance car because you driving. As soon as you drive around the block, you got to take it to the shop. Yeah, it's gonna cost you money. It's gonna cost you $1,500. It's gonna cost you $2,000 next week. You don't want to be having a high maintenance woman that's always complaining. You can't even go to a regular restaurant because it's not fancy enough. Or you get her a purse. It's not a Chanel purse. It's not a one of the other designer purse. You just got a regular purse from Belt.
You get a Coach purse and she curse you out.
right. So men, the average man who don't make over $100,000 or $120,000 a year, because what they say that's who wants these women.
Brandon, 100,000 is not no money, Brandon. Brandon, 100,000 ain't no 125,000 ain't no money.
You're right, but it is. But do you think? But like I say, how much do you think this woman needs to run her life, to manage her life, her lifestyle?
Well, I can say that chest probably costs you about 25. them hips probably cost you about 30.
I say, depending on where you live, like if you're living in the South, $100,000 a year, it's still not going to do it. It's still not going to have enough to raise a family and do all that. But you're going to be well off. I'll say that if you spend your money right, you'll be well off. But these type of women, you can't keep up with that lifestyle making that kind of money.
Brandon, $100,000, you could be well off. What's your definition of well off?
Not living check to check, having money
Brandon,
you save. Don't do it.
80% of the people in America pay that check to check. If you make $1 million above, you check to check.
So we're talking about spending money the right way or just living frivolous.
Brandon, most people live frivolous, man.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if you're doing the right stuff with your money, if you make over $100,000, you can live a okay life and not be stressful and living paycheck to paycheck. You're not gonna be able to fund this woman. You might get tried. You're gonna be living paycheck to paycheck after that, and just have to tap out.
Yeah,
she'll get the next dude in line.
$100,000 $100,000 in Goose Creek, South Carolina, or Hopkins, South Carolina, yes.
See, don't do that. But see, that's what I said down south.
You'll be balling. But $100,000 in Greenville, South Carolina, or Charleston, or even Columbia ain't gonna be. I'm Brad shit.
For a household or just one person? I'm talking about one person. You talking about a household or one person?
You said a household.
Oh no, not a household. I'm talking about a
family.
man. I'm talking about a man making that much. Well, of course, she's gonna be like, if you're just dating somebody, and you just a single man, you need more than that for a household for sure.
All right. How about if, ladies, here's another tip. If you a man, an average man will not marry this. If you got a history of poking and stuff.
And what does that mean? Poking,
you know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, explain.
You got a history of poking and sucking. Now, you may could get away with this if you move 500 miles away from your area you was poking and sucking.
Correct.
But a guy may not, every time you go to a grocery store, hey, and everybody give you a hug. He said, who was that? Yeah, that was my boyfriend.
Right. Oh, that's just my friend or my cousin.
Guys may not like that.
That's correct.
Because we put you on a pedestal to us. Every badge you're not buried to touch your goodies.
Right. And the same goes for us too. Like, a women don't want a man that everybody's been with per se.
Sometimes they do, Brandon. They run a different temperature. Women run a different temperature demand than guys. They run at a different temperature, Brandon.
That's correct with certain people for sure. Go ahead.
If the man got a 12-inch penis and all the women know about it, all the women go on the track.
I was gonna say with Drake, women know Drake been with a lot of women and they don't care. They still want to be with Drake. It don't matter how many. If he's came out and be like, look, I probably been with 50,000 women this year. They'd be like, I don't care. I still want to be with Drake. That's just what it is. Do you think you'll feel the same way with a woman?
So if Beyonce said she been with 50,000 guys, nah, bitch, man, get the fuck off me. I don't want no herpes from your ass. And we don't know she got herpes. That was just a scenario,
right?
But
correct.
They say 1 out of 10, 1 out of 3 people have herpes. So you slept with 30 people, 10%.
We do the math. You got
10% of people you slept with, 30% you slept will have herpes.
Right.
All right. Of course, some personality. This word means finding something wrong with everything. Like to fuss a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This wrong, that wrong. Guys like to chill out. We come home. We like to relax. That's just my opinion.
So before we go over there, do you think Black women have this in them? Because we saw a bunch of comments about how Black women not necessarily starting an argument or hard to please or whatever. They're just more opinionated. Do you feel like they're more opinionated and they're more combative? Because I think that's how a lot of people feel.
Well, if you put a dog, I'm going to ask you a question with scenario. If you put a dog in the cage, he kept beating on top of the cage with a hammer and a stick. When you let the dog out, the dog may react in certain situations in an aggressive manner. Mm-hmm. So that being said, in both guys and females, it's a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
And the reaction that comes off could be argumentative or combative a lot.
And that's one of my things with slavery. People don't like to talk about us being enslaved. Like that trauma is in our DNA. And like just seeing images of us hung or just knowing what we've gone through, like all that trauma is inside of us. And, when we going through life, we're dealing with other things too. And sometimes that just comes out of us. You disagree?
Brandon, that stuff, this is the new arts. It wasn't like this in the 1920s.
It wasn't.
40s. Because you keep talking to a man that slapped the shit out your ass.
So what do you think
wrong.
It is? Yeah.
That's wrong. But it was more. But a man won't. But he didn't have a reason to do. He didn't have because you was a ladylike. You know,
Yeah.
you remember
I
they
think
say girls supposed.
go ahead.
Remember girls you supposed to like cross their legs and stuff and sit a certain
Yeah.
way. You remember that in the 80s, early 90s?
Yeah.
How they sit now?
However they want. It don't matter. It's whatever they want to do, whatever they want to wear. If they want to twerk, it's fine.
So
that's the new standard.
It changed, and with the introduction to mass incarceration and government and also drugs, things happen. You gotta you adapt to your environment. So fellas, man out here, you ain't providing a peaceful environment for these ladies.
Correct.
So they grow up being wild dogs. Cause you a wild dog and they grow up being a wild dog.
Right.
So when you try to come together for marriage, you're supposed to be tame dogs. But since you ain't tame, you can't marry a wild dog.
Correct. But how do you get past that? Is like I said, we talked about this before. Is it too late? Like when you have a wild dog, can you train them? Can you be tame?
A lot of black people are trash now, Brandon.
They what? They trash.
A lot of black people are trash.
Okay.
Every comment when they says this they people telling themselves, I can't find a black woman to marry. Because when you go outside and look around, everybody are trash. And if you live in trash, you trash your damn stuff.
Correct.
Watch this. The majority of all the black guys I know are married. Because you know why, Brandon?
Because that's what you are. You know, you're a different value of a black man.
Well, they ain't trash. I ain't trash. So they married. It's like me and another person. We like the only people who ain't married. But everybody else is married with wives.
Right.
But how long you been married, Brandon? A decade?
Like 11 years. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Everybody else married with wives. So.
And you know what? Like, I guess people think that like you say, I see it as a lot of people being married, but some people see it because my brother's getting married this year. Like some people see it as nobody being married, and it has to do with your environment. Wherever the environment you're in, that's part of the problem. And sometimes men, they'll be right here and they want something that's up here, but you're not even up here yet. You haven't even elevated yourself to be there. So that's why you don't necessarily have what you're looking for, because you're down with the other people. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with it, but it is in a way. And until you improve yourself, it's going to be hard for you to be a acceptable partner for somebody.
And here's the thing: what man supposed to do? You said improve yourself, right, Brandon?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But a man's supposed to improve his environment at the same time.
Okay.
So a lot of black guys walk down the street with trash on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Why they don't pick it up, Brandon?
They don't feel like it's part of their duty, I guess. You know, you live in an area and it's run down, it's people selling drugs, and you're okay with that. That's just a part of your environment. That's just how you feel. Like you say, you're part of the trash. You are the environment you're in.
Watch this. You put me in the ghetto, Brandon. It ain't gonna be no trash on my street. Ain't gonna be no drug dealer on my street either.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I had to pull a Charlie White on you.
Right.
Man, these guys out here, I'm trying to sleep at night. They're playing loud music, drinking 40s, and selling drugs.
But you know, they tricked us into thinking that's wrong, though.
Brandon, no. I'm controlling my environment. And we within 1,000 feet of the schoolyard. So block these niggas, block these boys up.
Right.
And you think I'm snitching? No, I live there. I control my environment.
Right.
So it's out of me doing that. Or I go down there and do some other things will put me in jail. So which one do you want? You want the cops to talk to you? Or if I talk to you, I can't change? You don't want me to talk to you again because you know what's going to be.
And you know, one other thing that used to be in the 80s and 70s, like people used to be, it used to be more tribal. Like it'd be an older lady in the community. She'll watch the kids or make sure everybody's okay. Everybody's eating, everybody's taken care of. Like it was a more of a community. Now it's just a bunch of people living in the same neighborhood and we're fighting and we're not building with each other. We're not helping each other. We're not giving each other good advice. We got to get back to that.
They said the African culture that anybody's child was everybody's child.
Right.
So every child that was grow up, that was everybody's responsibility for that child, and
Right.
we don't have that now.
Right. You see
We don't
somebody
have that.
doing something bad, you'll get a whooping from this neighbor, and then the other neighbor might whoop you. Then your mom, when you get home, your mom gonna whoop you too. Just because everybody was feeling like, yeah, that's my child. That's you in my neighborhood. I love you. I'm looking out for you. If you're doing wrong, yes, I'm gonna check you. We don't have that anymore.
Yep, and you try to discipline somebody else's child. See, the parents won't jump on your ass.
Correct.
See, the parents will jump on your ass, and believe the child. Believe the child can say something outrageous. They believing the child too, and and won't say, hey, maybe my child's loud, and let me check both sides. They may just go all on one side.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon,
what's up?
Aggressive personality. Should women be aggressive?
They don't need to be. In this world, we don't necessarily need to have aggressive females. For what? What do women need to be fighting for, especially if they have a partner? Like, women just don't need to be.
This empowerment, Brandon. This
for what?
Treatment.
What? Like I say, what are they fighting? We're all fighting for something. I'm not saying we just need to let the men fight, but women don't have to be aggressive. They don't have to feel like they're being attacked. And I think they do feel like they are attacked.
What you mean attacked? Now, see, Brandon, why I use the word aggressive? I'm thinking of like, me and you used to play. Me and you play sports, right?
Yeah. Now,
when I had to guard you, you will play a certain way.
Okay.
But if your daughter came up there, will you play the same way you play with me with your daughter?
No.
Or no, your wife. Will you play the same way with your wife?
No.
We both grown. We the same age.
Right.
Why not?
Because it's a different level of difficulty.
What do you mean a different level of difficulty?
I have to play different because you're a tougher defense than she would be.
Yeah, I'm trying to knock your head off.
Right.
And you try to knock my head off.
Okay.
But if we switch places, you can't do that, right?
Right. That's true.
That's why women don't need to be aggressive, because sometimes a man may say, "Oh, you want to be aggressive? I'll go treat you like a man."
I get what you're saying now. Yeah, I was thinking just in general, but like you're saying with men. So do you think they should be aggressive with women too? If need be, like, do you think men need to be aggressive? Not to go too deep with that, but
with who?
With other men.
Yes, that's life, Brandon. You know good or well how guys do. That's why we like.
But see, that's what feminists they want. They want what we have. If you want to be aggressive, then we need to be aggressive. But that's what they believe. I'm gonna go ahead.
Most guys don't want to be aggressive off start.
That's true.
Cause why I could be if I could be.
Brandon, it's no need.
No, it's
a survival. Unless your life or you being threatened, that's the only time you need to turn up like that anyway.
Yeah, because you be aggressive with me. If I got a weapon, I'll go stab you. So we really want to do that?
All right. No, we don't want to. Like, I want to be happy. I want to right, exactly. I want to be calm. I want to just be chilling. I don't want to be on 10 aggressive.
Watch this, Brandon. Brandon, if a strange man coming to your this may be a true story, maybe a not a true story about you, Brandon.
Okay, go ahead.
Did somebody break in your car before?
Yes.
In 5 points?
Yes.
What did you do? Did you act aggressive?
Yes.
Or was you with 10?
Aggressive.
Oh, okay. You see, that comes naturally, guy.
Right.
Any man that come up, a strange man come up my face. I may have to strike him. I don't know this guy.
You may have to, right. And that's your first thought. I wonder, like, women may feel the same way, though. They might feel like they need to, unless it's men around. You think, well, so how should they handle certain situations like that?
They should, women should not be aggressive towards guys.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I think that's the most important part we're trying to stress. Like, we talked about it with Tori and Meg. I kind of joked saying Meg could beat Tori up, but honestly, no. We know he's still a man, and
and her words was aggressive.
Yeah, she
said, "I sell more albums to you, short boy." I got a better fan base for you, short boy.
Right.
And Tory Lanez was a little feminine guy. I'm mad at this bitch. So I'm about to bust his gun at her.
Right. And tell her to dance.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know about that part, Brandon, but
well, we believe all women, right?
I don't know. A gun was busted. I believe the witness. 2 people had a gun. A gun was busted, and he
right.
got mad. And then he called the other person on the damn government. What I tell you about talking to anything with the government, anything you say is recorded on the record.
Right. It is.
Now this man wasn't under no oath. No, he talking freely, and they put it on the record.
Right. Because do you think he knew he was going to be going to trial when he made that phone call? He should have.
Brandon, me and you both know he shot at that girl.
Okay.
All right.
You're right. But it's a difference between did they prove enough evidence?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
me and you both know he shot at the girl.
Right.
But the key is, did they have enough evidence to give that man, try to get this man 20 years? That's the key. And now, if Megan ain't never lied at the beginning, this could be my direction may be whole different. Yeah. Guys don't like, we got to hurry up because I want to get into other stuff. Guys don't like an independent mindset, a full-time independent, and guys prefer spades. Guys don't like solitaire over spades.
Right.
Brady, you know what solitaire is? The game?
Yeah, game you just play by yourself, stacking the cards. It can be fun. I haven't played it in a while, but it's a one-player game.
And what's spades?
Spades is a team card game where you don't see your partner's cards, but you're still working in tandem with your partner. Now
watch this. I teach Corin what kind of situation you in. We talk about spades and in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
One person can lead because they got a strong hand.
Right.
They run into spades and the other person follow. And that could go with male and female, Corin, what kind of hand you are dealt.
Yeah. So,
but here's the thing that I think some ladies don't like. They don't want. I don't want.
Yeah, but
no.
What you're saying,
guys and males take this. They think you got to leave. You don't have to leave in every situation.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. Like with me and my wife, it's been times where I've been leading, and then it'd be flipped where she's leading, or we just play the role that's necessary to get the best result. For the family. It don't have to necessarily be one set way or one set thinking. Like you can do that, but you're not gonna be the best you can be if you're trying to do that and you're just thinking, oh, the man's supposed to be doing this, or no matter what, this is what the men's supposed to do. No matter what, this is what the women's supposed to do. You got to do what's. Go ahead.
I think some people don't like to distinguish or give up power for some reason.
And it's not always the easiest thing. Like, I was a stay-at-home dad for maybe about 3 years, and like I say, it's different. Like you're not working. You just feel a certain type of way. And I think you asked me about it before, and like I say, like you just do what you're supposed to do when you're doing for the family. Like it's not me, it's the family unit. So I play the part I need to play when it's time for me to play it.
Let's get to Gabrielle Union, man. Let's get to this. Yeah. Hold on.